Welcome back to another episode of Heal Out Loud. And today we're diving deep to talk about the unknown, learning to embrace the unknown, and how our subconscious brain actually fears it, even when the known, even when the situation we're in is not safe and it's not good for us. I'm going to give you a quick recap for context. The subconscious brain is your autopilot. It's made up of your memories, habits, and past emotional experiences, and it's responsible for about 95% of thoughts and actions, which means most of what you do today isn't a new decision. It's a repetition of your subconscious brain and of what it already knows. So if you've ever felt stuck repeating the same pattern whilst knowing that it's not serving you, that's your subconscious brain at work. So lately, from my own personal experience, from my clients, friends, people that I speak to, I've noticed that we all have one major thing in common. We're all afraid of the unknown. And here's the funny thing. Even if the known isn't safe, isn't fun, isn't pleasurable, or isn't healthy, your brain, our brains, still prefers it. And why is this? Because the known means that you're in control, and the unknown means that there's potential danger. So sometimes that's why you end up staying in a relationship that's not serving you, or you're constantly overthinking instead of taking action, because our subconscious brain is wired to avoid uncertainty. The unknown is a scary place for most of us. So you might prefer to stay in a relationship that's not serving you, that you know that you don't feel fully aligned with this relationship, you know that it's not what you really want in your life, it's not how you imagine yourself being loved for the rest of your life, but you still want to stay in it. And that's exactly the reason why, because the brain prefers the known, because what you know means that you're in control. The brain feels safe, even though what you're in is not safe at all, because it's not what you want. However, the brain feels safe, so it will choose safety, even though it's not safe, over the fear of the unknown, over leaving a relationship, leaving a job that's not suitable for you anymore, over letting go of certain habits, letting go of certain ways of thinking, because the subconscious brain has been receiving information since you were born, and it's been storing all the information that you've been receiving from your parents, from your caretakers, from your loved ones, from teachers, from friends at school, from society itself. And this made up your subconscious brain, your personal programming. So something that I've noticed, especially from my own healing journey, and something that comes up with my clients, is that in the beginning of the coaching program, the clients are enjoying it, and they've met their inner child. They're seeing that their subconscious is being rewired. They're starting to see positive changes, you know, like, oh my God, finally something is working for me. That's how they all feel in the beginning, in the early stages of phase 1 of my coaching program. And then I know exactly when it's going to happen, and I start receiving messages like, Nick, I'm thinking that this is not going to work for me. It's becoming harder to control my thoughts, to control my emotions. And what's happening here is that your brain is not used to you being positive. Your brain is not used to you being kind towards yourself and compassionate. Your brain is used to being your biggest critic, your biggest bully. This is a day in your life. So you wake up, you're feeling sadness, you don't want to go to work, you look in the mirror, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that. Then you go and put on clothes, oh, I don't have enough clothes, nothing is fitting properly, oh my God, my hair is not fitting properly, oh, what's this new thing on my face? And then you go to work, you're dreading it, and then there's that person that you really don't like, and then you make a mistake, and you're shaming and blaming yourself, and then you remember that you forget to take out the trash, and you're shaming and blaming yourself. Then you have an argument with your family, or you have an argument with your partner, and this is a day in your life right now, right? So when my clients start my coaching program and they're all of a sudden being kind and compassionate, and they're a bit more laid back, and they're not shaming and blaming themselves, like all of a sudden the brain is going to think, whoa, what's happening here? So we've spent 30 years plus of beating ourselves up every day, of not liking what we see in the mirror, of complaining about others, complaining about ourselves, complaining about our car, about this and about that. And all of a sudden, you're being kind. All of a sudden, you're speaking to yourself in a very sweet manner. All of a sudden, you're being positive. All of a sudden, you're seeing the good in people, and like your brain is going to think, oh my God, who's this? Someone has taken over, like pirates, there's a hijack, something's happening to this brain. And so your subconscious brain is going to try as much as possible to shift you back into the known, to shift you back into what has felt familiar all along, even though what has been familiar to you is not safe, even though what's been familiar to you has been making you feel really sad. And why does the brain do this? Is it because it's your worst enemy? Is it because it doesn't want you to heal? It doesn't want you to feel better? No, not at all. Your brain is doing this because it's trying to protect you. You need to understand that the subconscious beliefs that you have in your brain, the subconscious wiring that you have in your brain, growing up, it helped you survive. Let's say, for example, when you were a kid, you were at school and you're just thinking, oh my God, I'm so excited to go home. My mom and dad are going to be so happy. When you know that in reality, most probably there's World War III at home. So as a kid, you prepared yourself at school. I think the situation at home is going to be really bad. You prepared yourself for the worst. And when you entered home, either the worst was happening and you were like, I knew it. Or else there was a good vibe at home and you were like, phew, it's a good vibe today. Yay, I'm lucky. Let's savor this moment because it's not going to last long. So as a kid, preparing yourself for the worst helped you. As a kid, this helped you survive. But the same things that helped you survive as a kid are now sabotaging your happiness as an adult. Because as a kid, you did not have much control over your household, over your family. You didn't have control at all, quite frankly. But as an adult, you are the operant power of your reality. You are the creator of your reality. You have all the control and you have all it takes to lead a happier life. But I do understand that you are trying to have a happier life. However, your subconscious brain is not allowing it. It's making you fall back into old habits. So back to what I was saying, the brain tries to wake you up and tell you hey, listen, this is not going to work for you. Healing is not going to work for you. You've tried it before. It's not going to work for you. Someone hijacked your brain. There's a pirate on your brain and we need to fight this pirate because this is insane. Something bad is happening here. And that is the difference with this coaching, because if you're alone, most probably it becomes very hard to persist. It was very hard for me to persist when I was doing this journey by myself. But when I had a self-worth coach, she held me accountable. I felt seen, I felt heard, and it's exactly the same thing that I do with my clients. When they start feeling like they're going to fall back into old habits, I hold them accountable. I hold a space where they feel seen, heard, loved, something that they did not feel growing up. So at least their subconscious brain now is receiving different messages that there's someone that actually cares. In this period, you need to persist. You need to keep telling your brain, thank you, brain, for trying to keep me safe. However, I'm learning new ways. Apart from that, your brain is not going to change through logic. Your body is not going to heal through logic because your trauma is deeper than that. Your trauma is stored in your subconscious brain. So you need to embody inner child practices to help you rewire the subconscious brain. You need to embody somatic practices to help you change and heal the body. And you need to regulate your nervous system. So through logic alone, this is not going to work. And I'm going to be sharing ways of how you can heal your subconscious brain and to start embracing the unknown, because that's where the magic happens. I want you to understand that the brain has developed a lot throughout the years. However, the bodies are pretty much the same as they used to be, right? So you need to understand that our bodies were created for the medieval times, way, way, way back. People were not living in a house like we're doing. People were living in nature with animals, way more animals than we have now. So basically, our bodies were designed in a way for us to be able to survive in nature, right? So imagine there's a bear attacking you. And all you're trying to do is survive the bear attack, right? So what does your body start doing? Your body starts sweating a lot so your predator doesn't smell a good smell on you and doesn't want to attack you anymore. Blood starts coming to the surface level of your skin. So if whilst you're running from the bear attack, you hit yourself on a tree, you hit yourself on something else, you do not feel the pain in the moment and you can keep running. And if you're noticing, these same symptoms are the symptoms that happen when you have an anxiety attack, when someone at work tells you that you made a mistake, when your partner messages you that we need to speak, or where your partner tells you that the feelings have changed, when you receive a text from your mom that she's disappointed in you about how you reacted last night at dinner. The same is happening here, as if you're being attacked by a bear. So you need to understand that your body body does not understand the difference between being attacked by a bear or receiving a text saying, listen, we need to speak. So when your subconscious brain is not rewired, when your nervous system is not regulated, the body is living from this survival response. And if you're living day to day, constantly sending signals to your body that you're being attacked by a bear, and the bear attack here in our day-to-day lives is too many emails, constant notifications, waking up and going towards your phone immediately, staying on your phone, the endless to-do list that you have. So basically, and I know that hearing all of this right now, you might be saying, but Nick, I have such a busy life. I have so many things to do. I have kids. I have this. I have that. You don't understand. Whatever you focus on more, you're going to create more of it. And just remember that the world is not orbiting thanks to you or thanks to me. Like, even if we stop and rest, even if you take some time out, the world will still operate the same way. So if you're constantly operating from the survival response, your subconscious brain is going to try and do everything to protect you from the threats that it perceives. And when it does that, it sends your body to another survival response. And this is how autoimmunes are created. This is how migraines are created. This is how thyroid becomes a problem. All the psychosomatic responses in your body create some sort of disease in your body. And that's why all of a sudden everyone is allergic to something, either gluten or dairy or tomatoes or eggs or this or that, because the body is trying to scream to let you know, like, listen, something is up. Listen, something is wrong. Can you please sit down and take notice of me? Because something's happening here. And I want you to also remember that our bodies were designed for us to be in tribes. In the past, people moved in tribes. And nowadays, we don't even have that anymore. Nowadays, everyone prefers to spend more time on social media than go out and hang outside. So we need to understand that even when a bear used to attack people in the past, at least they had a whole army of people. They had a whole tribe to go next to them, sit with them, discuss what happened, share their emotions, share their feelings, share their thoughts. Nowadays, we don't even have that tribe anymore. So this is why your body is in such a distressed state. And the body and the subconscious brain and the brain in general, they work hand in hand. So you need to regulate your nervous system. So rewiring your subconscious brain, healing the inner child that's been hurting, and doing somatic therapy is going to help you to regulate your nervous system, which in return continues rewiring your subconscious brain and healing your body. And once we start doing this, it becomes way easier to trust in the unknown, because you start shifting from seeing the unknown from a standpoint of faith rather than fear. Because now your body no longer thinks that you're going to constantly be attacked by a bear. Now your body knows that it can rest on the grass, look up at the sky, see the nice clouds passing by, the sun scorching hot on your skin, enjoying the beach, enjoying the mountains. So now the body is way calmer, right? And the brain is way calmer too. So now you can chill and trust in the unknown. You can have faith that the sun is going to rise again tomorrow, that something exciting is going to happen in a minute, today, tomorrow. Now it's no longer bear attacks and lion attacks and just constantly running from a potential attack. When you start letting go of old patterns, when you start rewiring your subconscious brain, when you start healing your nervous system as a whole, you enter what I call the void. And the void is that space where the old doesn't exist anymore and the new hasn't arrived yet. And I'm not gonna lie, that void, that space feels uncomfortable and even very lonely sometimes. But the void is where the transformation happens. It's where the magic happens. It's where your nervous system can finally learn that safety can exist without control. It's genuinely this feeling of becoming unbothered. Whatever happens, happens. So when you're in this space, when you start feeling fear about what's going to happen next, that you're behind, that time is passing by, you still do not have the home that you wish for, that you still do not have the family that you wish for, maybe that you still haven't had kids, maybe that you still haven't managed to go travel, anything, when you feel that fear, I want you to sit with it, like genuinely sit with it. The more you try to push this fear away, the more fear you're going to feel, the more anxiety you're going to feel, the more you're going to sweat, the more you're going to start feeling like this rush of heat all over your body, the less better decisions you can take from this space. So what I want you to do is sit with the fear. Close your eyes and put your hand wherever you're feeling this fear. It might be your throat, it might be your chest, anywhere. And just let this fear know it's okay. I am here with you. I am not going to try and push you away. I accept you fully. I know you're trying to send me a message. I am here. We are safe, even if we don't know what's going to happen next. And genuinely, this practice for me immediately starts helping me feel more grounded, more secure, more safe. So start with that. That's the first step. The second step when you're in that void is I want you to remind yourself that you've got yourself. I want you to close your eyes once again and visualize younger you. Maybe if it's hard to visualize younger you, grab a photo of you as a kid and put it on your phone, near your bed, wherever is best for you. Close your eyes and visualize your younger self and let him or her know it's okay. I know that you're afraid because you don't know what's going to happen in the future. I know that you want some things and they haven't happened yet. But one thing I can promise you is that you've got me, that I'm here with you and I'm going to walk all this journey with you. I'm never going to abandon you again. I love you and you are safe with me. And then the third step, what I want you to do is to trust and remember that there's a higher power taking care of you. And I don't care what religion you follow. I was also very confused when it comes to religion. I grew up caught between two very opposite worlds. I had my nana who was very Catholic. She used to go to mass, to pray a lot. Whereas on the other hand, I had my mom practicing Satanism. And so I know what it feels like to be confused, to not believe in your religion maybe, or your parents' religion. But I don't care what religion you follow. I don't care whether you're confused, whether you don't believe in your religion or your God or whatever. I don't care. What I care about is that if you look around you, if you look at the sun, if you look at the moon, if you look at the trees, if you look at the sea, if you look at the mountains, anything, literally, we must agree that there must have been a higher power that created all of that. And if you're more towards the scientific-based brain, you can refer to that as the universe. So in the third step, what I want you to do is to trust that there is a higher power taking care of you. If you're taking care of your thoughts and emotions, this higher power is taking care of you. Because this higher power, the universe, follows certain laws. For instance, the law of assumption, that whatever we assume will harden into fact. So now if you're shifting your thoughts from unpleasant ones to assumptions that good things are going to happen to you, that it's safe to stay in this void, that it's safe to trust in the unknown, then whatever you assume is going to harden into your reality and good things are going to start happening to you. The law of attraction. If you feel good, you receive good. If you feel bad, you receive bad. If you're sitting in this unknown and following step 1, accepting the fear, step 2, letting your inner child know that you're going to stay there with him or with her, that you're protecting them, and then in step 3, trusting in this higher power, the law of attraction is going to work for you because you're going to be vibrating on a positive frequency and you're going to get back positive things. So trust and know that there's a higher power taking care of you if you're doing your part, if you're taking care of your thoughts and emotions. And the fourth step, and this is golden, is to express gratitude. When we're going through tough times, we think that we have nothing to be grateful for. It becomes really hard for us to find things to express gratitude towards, but trust me, there's something to be grateful for every single day. Maybe it's the parking you found in front of your house. Maybe it's the phone call you received from a friend. Maybe it's the message you received from a friend or a family member. Maybe it's your postman ringing the bell instead of just ringing it once and leaving. There's definitely something to be grateful for every single day. And trust me, I'm human too, so I know that sometimes it's harder to express gratitude because sometimes bad things are happening in our lives, right? Recently, I had some problems with the dishwasher, and the more I focused on the dishwasher, the more bad things started happening in my house. And it was hard for me to express gratitude in these moments because I was in a bad mood. But genuinely, I took some time, sat down, and I was like, I really need to think what I am grateful for in this moment. And there were so many things I was grateful for, genuinely. So express gratitude. Gratitude is the universe's currency. The more you're going to express gratitude, you're shifting the focus of your subconscious brain to positive things that are happening into your life. So what happens then is your subconscious is going to look for more positive things. So the universe is going to send you more positive things. This is how the subconscious works. Sometimes if you say, look, a yellow car, you're just going to keep on seeing yellow cars on the street every day. Or if your friend mentions that they want to buy an Audi A1, you're just going to keep on seeing Audi A1 everywhere all of a sudden. Or if you see one number plate that says 888, you're going to keep on seeing these repeated numbers everywhere. Because that's the subconscious brain. We give it something to focus on and it goes out there and it keeps on showing it to us. So the more you're going to focus on the negative, the more negative it's going to show you. And the more you're going to focus on the positive, the more positive it's going to show you. So when you're expressing gratitude, of course you're focusing on the positive. So the universe will send you more things to be grateful for. Trust me, it works. Start trying these 4 steps and you'll see a major shift in your life. And of course, remember that your brain is going to try and trick you into thinking, whoa, there's pirates. Someone hijacked your brain. Let's go back to how we used to be. In this very moment is where you need to persist. In this very moment is where you need to tell your brain, thank you, I'm learning new ways. In this very moment is where you visualize your younger self and tell your younger self, don't worry, I am whatever years old, you are still 5 years old, I am doing the healing and I am taking care of you, and trust me, I am going to lead us now, not you. Do not keep on letting your 5-year-old leading the way. You need to take control. You need to realize that you are the operant power of your world. You are the creator of your reality. Trust me, you're not a victim of it. And when you follow these steps, that's when the unknown starts becoming something beautiful. You're gonna start seeing magic happening in the unknown, and that's where you're going to become addicted to these steps. You're going to become addicted to sitting in the unknown, sitting in the space, in this void. Yes, it's uncomfortable sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, and yes, it's lonely sometimes as well, but you can do it. The way to tackle the unknown is to befriend it. Start treating it as if it's your friend, as if it's your partner, as if it's someone you trust, because when you treat the unknown as someone you trust, you'd lean in, you communicate, you explore, you stay curious. And that's where you can start doing more meditations and seeing the level of how powerful your brain is, especially during meditations. Maybe not in the moment, but you will see the fruit of all of this at a later stage. Also, guys, we are the only species that have imaginary senses, that we can visualize whatever we want. It is not there for nothing. It's not there just as a random, let me give humans this. It's where creation is born. When you visualize something, when you close your eyes and sit in the unknown instead of grabbing your phone and doom scrolling and calling your friend and doing this and doing that and not knowing how to sit still, close your eyes, sit in the unknown, in this void that's annoying you, and instead visualize the life that you'd rather have. Visualize where you want to arrive. The more you create this imaginary scene, one day you're going to see it in your 3D reality. 3D reality is this reality that we're in, and the 5D reality is your imagination. And to bring the unknown to a more practical example of maybe you've gone through lots of heartbreaks and you're afraid to start dating again. Instead of approaching dating as a threat, start approaching it as a new adventure, as getting to know people, as being around people, as learning new things from people, because every human teaches us something new. Starting a new chapter in your life, approach it with play, not just pressure. Take it with a pinch of salt. Let's start taking life a little bit more with a pinch of salt. Let's start becoming more unbothered. Let's start not bothering what person X thinks of you or person Y thinks of you, or what your ex is saying about you, what your ex-friend is saying about you, what your family member that you don't speak to anymore is saying about you. It doesn't really matter. And the more you're going to focus on it, the more you're going to attract of it. Let things go. And if you're going to follow the steps I've been sharing in this episode with you, it's going to become way easier for you to let things go. So when you let go, you're allowing the universe to work its magic. Something really magical happens, guys, when you move from fear to faith. Life starts meeting you halfway. honestly. I want you to take a moment and think about a time that you really wanted that job, or that you really wanted that person, or that you really wanted an opportunity. And the more you focused on getting a new job, the more you kept on getting rejections, email after email, making you feel less worthy, making you feel even more sadness, making you feel super distressed. It started making you feel like you have no control. It started making you feel like you're a victim. For a minute, you forgot that you are the creator of your reality, constantly checking social media, constantly being attached to your phone, seeing what the day messaged, that you forget to move on with your day, constantly waiting for your ex to come back, for that one call, for that one apology from your ex that you had been waiting for, or constantly waiting for your ex to wake up one day and realize what an amazing human being you are. And the feelings of waiting and constantly feeling rejected and constantly feeling like you are a victim made you feel helpless, made you feel lost, made you feel sadness, anger, jealousy towards others, envy, anger towards others, towards yourself, towards the world, towards the universe, towards God, desperation, sadness, all of these feelings. And of course, it's understandable. And then one fine day you wake up and you say, enough is enough. I can't continue living like this. Fuck the job. Fuck the guy. Fuck the girl. I don't need an apology from my ex. I need to start focusing on me. I can't stay attached to my phone 24/7. I can't keep on doom scrolling. I can't keep on waiting for a reply from that job that I applied for. Enough is enough. I need to take care of myself. I need to take control of my life. As soon as you detach from the outcome, as soon as you detach from the person, all of a sudden, your ex returns. All of a sudden, that job that you've been waiting for returns. All of a sudden, you've taken a new opportunity, and that job that you really wanted, they email you saying that they really want you, and now you don't want it anymore. As soon as you detached, that thing came back into your life. That thing came into your life. And that was the moment where you realized that you do not need it anymore. So, what am I talking about here? The law of detachment. Sometimes you detach and the thing comes and you still want it. And sometimes you detach and the thing comes and you realize, like, actually, this is not aligned with what I want. So the law of detachment, it's when you detach completely from an outcome, when you stop trying to control, when you sit in the void, when you sit in that space in the unknown, that's when the magic starts to happen. That's when the universe is like, yo, my homie is ready. Let me send her that miracle. Let me send him that miracle. When there's still that need energy, that desperation, that, oh, I need this thing to feel worthy, oh, I need this thing in my life to feel whole, that's when the universe is like, no, she needs to learn more. He needs to learn more. They still need to go through their character development. That's how it works with the universe. The universe will provide things for you. The universe will work its magic once you stop acting needy, once you stop acting desperate. Not just the universe, it works with everyone. And the universe works like this. The more you focus on something, the more it will give you of it. So the more you focus on lack, the more you focus on fear, the more you focus on desperation, the more it's going to give you of that. Because that's where you're putting your focus. So that's where your energy is going to flow. But if you're going to focus on faith, if you're going to focus on happiness, if you're going to focus on peace, if you're going to focus on calmness, that's what the universe is going to give you more of. So once you let go, once you detach, that's when the universe will work its magic. And trust me, there's enough for everyone. The universe is abundant. It's our mindset that's set in lack. There's enough for everyone. And the universe works best with people that trust its timing. I believe in divine timing so much. Like, looking back on my life, I understand why everything happened the way it had to happen. So trust the timing. And remember that every time you detached from something, you gained clarity. You stopped forcing, and that's when things started to flow. And that's not a coincidence. That's rewiring your subconscious brain. Remember, your subconscious brain is connected to others. That's why telepathy is real. That's why sometimes you think of someone and all of a sudden they call you. That's when you dream of someone and all of a sudden you see them outside. So your subconscious brain is connected to others, and it's connected to the universe. And we are all one. I know this might sound cheesy or this might sound cliche, but genuinely, we are all one. And it's only the ego that made us believe that we're separate, that made us believe that I am my own person, that my success is only my success, that I need to focus on me. Yes, we need to focus on ourselves because we are part of a collective community. And the more you focus on you, the more kind and compassionate you are towards yourself, the more you're going to be of benefit towards others around you, the more you're going to pour in your cup, the more you can be able to pour in others. But we are all one. The ego separated us. The ego has traits. The ego has jealous traits, envy, fear, anger. Whereas our higher self knows that we're all one. Our higher self knows that we're all connected. So the more you rewire your subconscious brain, the more the universe is going to send you positive things your way. And the more you rewire your subconscious brain, the more you're going to connect on a more positive level with the people around you. All of a sudden, you're going to start feeling that people are actually on your side rather than against you, as you constantly think and believe right now. Listening to this podcast means you're already doing the work. Awareness is the first step, but you can listen to 100 podcasts, you can read all the books, you can meditate, you can journal, you can do yoga, you can do any healing method under the sun, but nothing changes until you start applying it. So this week, notice when your brain starts slipping back into old habits and tell your brain, no, thank you, I'm learning new ways. And then follow step 1 till step 4 that I shared earlier in this podcast. And please remember, you're not behind, and trust in the unknown, but you can do it. And if your brain is trying to tell you that you can't do it, remind yourself that Nicole said, none of us are special. We're all unique, yes, but none of us are special. Healing is possible for everyone. And I shared this in episode 7. So if you haven't heard episode 7, go and hear episode 7 because it was also a very good episode.